Hello everyone, myself Heming Satwara. Welcome to series lectures of basic electronics. So today we are going to discuss about testing of diode using multimeter and DC power supply. So today's lecture is basically practical session. So how to measure PN junction diode, or we can say how to measure diode with the help of multimeter, which we can use DMM, that means digital multimeter. So let us start with PN junction testing. So here, first of all, we have to analyze that or identify the terminals of PN junction diode, which is anode and which one is cathode. For that, most of the PN junction diode has white band on its body structure. So this white band side terminal is known as cathode, and the remaining its opposite side is known as anode. Always current flowing from anode to cathode. Here we can see this is the body of the diode, or we can say this is the body of the PN junction diode. Here white strip indicates that this terminal is known as cathode terminal, and opposite the cathode terminal is known as anode terminal. So here we can see this is the how we identify anode and cathode terminal of PN junction diode. Now here we can see the construction of PN junction diode along with symbol of PN junction diode. In PN junction diode, there are two types of material is used. One P-type material and second one is N-type material. Between P-type and N-type material, there is one depletion region. Thereafter, in the figure, we can see the symbol of diode. Current always flowing from the direction of this symbol. Like we can say anode to cathode, current always flow. And below figure C, we can see the body of actual PN junction diode, where white strip indicates near this white strip terminal is known as cathode, and opposite this cathode terminal is known as anode terminal. So here is the real component appearance of the PN junction diode. So this is the basic thing, and we should know about the terminal anode and cathode. Then after we can measure with the DMM or multimeter. So next, this is the diode testing connection. The diode should offer low resistance when it is in forward bias and high resistance when it is in reverse bias. Obviously, when diode is in forward bias, that means it becomes closed loop. Closed loop, that means current always flowing from that terminal. That means it allows the flow of current. That means the resistance is low. But in reverse bias, there is high resistance. That means it becomes open circuited, and no current will flow when there is a open circuited. So here we have to understand, if low resistance indicate in multimeter, that means it is in forward bias, and high resistance shows that means it is in reverse bias. So here is the some construction, or we can say this is the indication how we can measure diode is forward bias or in reverse bias. We have to use first DMM, digital multimeter, and set a knob at resistance terminal. This center black is known as knob. We have to set that knob at resistance point. Then after, we have to connect diode anode and cathode terminal to the wire of DMM. Red wire indicates that is positive, and black wire indicates that is negative. So here positive and negative, accordingly we have to connect with this PN junction diode. If after this connection it shows 5 or low resistance, that means it indicates it works in forward bias. If that DMM indicates high resistance, that means it works in reverse bias. So this is how we can testing the PN junction diode. Next, this is the block diagram of DC power supply. In DC power supply, the blocks of regulated DC power supply are as follows. We can see the first level, or we can see the first block is step down transformer. Here we are using step down transformer in every application of PN junction diode. Then after we have to connect one rectifier. And then third block is DC filter. And last one is regulator. So here this is the block diagram which indicates how we convert AC to DC waveform. Here we want DC supply by using AC. Then we have to first use step down transformer. Step down transformer, it lower the voltage, and then we have to apply this voltage to the rectifier side. Here we can see the waveform at the step down transformer. Then after the output of rectifier, here we can see the full wave rectifier output, or also we can say this is the bridge rectifier output because it is in full wave. If we apply this full wave into the input of filter, then it becomes like this, because in filter we are using a capacitor, where capacitor works as a charging and discharging. Then we will get this type of waveform after the filtration process. Then if we apply as an input to the regulator, then we will get this type of output voltage, which is similar to the DC voltage, or we can say it is straight line. So after this process, we can say we convert AC to DC. Now next, DC power supply using bridge rectifier. Here is there for example of bridge rectifier, main alternating input. If we applied input at step down transformer, then current flowing from plus to minus. At this time, only two diodes works in a closed loop circuit, or we can say works in a forward region, whereas two diodes works in a reverse region. We can say D1 and D2 works in a forward region, that means as a closed loop, and D3 and D4 works as a open circuited, means in reverse region. Then after current complete its path and across the RL load resistor, we will get perfect output of bridge rectifier. We will get similar to the input side. So this is the bridge rectifier by using DC power supply. Now here we are using DC power supply because here we can see we use a step down transformer as it converts a high voltage and low current alternating source to a low voltage and high current alternating current. So this is the reason why we are using here step down transformer. Now next, working of DC power supply. First is rectifier. Rectifier converts oscillating two-directional alternating current AC into single directional direct current DC. In short, it converts AC to DC, is known as rectifier. Then after, capacitor are using across the RL to smooth, or we can say filter the pulsating DC output after rectification, so that nearly constant DC voltage is supplied to the load. And voltage regulator generates a fixed output voltage of a present magnitude that remains constant regardless of changes to its input voltage. So here we can see the different waveforms. First is the input. If we enter this type of input across this step down transformer, after the processing, we will get output in the form of full wave rectifier, or we can say bridge rectifier. If we connect capacitor across the load resistor, then we will get output of capacitor filter. Here we can see due to this capacitor, the values is charging and discharging on this full wave rectifier. And at the last stage, we are going to use voltage regulator. Due to this voltage regulator, we will get nearly equal to DC supply. So with this process, we can convert AC to DC. So in today's lecture, we discussed about how to measure PN junction diode with the help of digital multimeter and working of DC power supply, especially step down transformer. So that's all for today's lecture. If you have any queries related to this DMM, digital multimeter, and this DC power supply, you can mail me on this email address. Till then, keep reading, keep learning. We will see you